Hi, I'm Peter Wallace, and today we're going to talk about how to change brakes. This is part one of a two-part series. So why do we want to change our brakes ourselves? Well, because we save lots of money by doing it ourselves. The average brake shop will charge you $150 up to $300 per axle. If you got to get your rotors worked on, that could charge you up to $450. So let's see how much brake pads actually cost. We quickly went to Advanced Auto and priced out brakes. They cost $43 just for the brake pads. That is not much. If we got to get rotors, it's $67 per rotor. So what's the final cost when we tally everything up? Well, I did a quick Google search, found a coupon, and we got everything for $142.02. This saves us a lot of money. If you remember that they were going to charge me to $450. So let's go ahead and talk about the signs that you need to change your brakes. Brake pads usually have a lifespan of 25,000 to 75,000 miles. That is quite a lot, so you want to listen to your car. Listen for high-pitched squeals when you apply the brakes. That is a little metal piece on the back of the brake pad that wears down and tells you it's time to change the brakes. A grinding noise is usually a late sign. It means you really want to jump on it because it's metal on metal grinding and you could start damaging more expensive components. And you also would have to push down hard on the brake pedal, harder than usual. That's because the brakes are smaller and it takes more to push them down. The part of the brakes that we're dealing with today is we're going to deal with the brake disc rotor. That's what the caliper squeezes on. This is the caliper and the brake discs are inside of them. So, what do we need to change these brakes? Well, you'll need a lug wrench, a C-clamp, an open-ended adjustable wrench. You may need an Allen wrench depending on your car. You'll need possibly a hammer, a small bungee cord, a tire jack, and a tire iron. And we'll go into more detail on this on video too. So let's talk about the steps that we need to do this. So you'll want to loosen up the lug nuts, jack up your car, and finish taking the tire off to expose the brakes. You'll also see that he has a secondary tire jack under there, so he's not relying on this. That is an extra safety feature that you'll want to use. You do not want to rely on just the jack itself to keep the car up. You'll want to loosen and remove the caliper bolts. These are just two bolts. There's one right here and the other right there. You'll want to go ahead and loosen that up and take those bolts completely out, and then you'll be able to pull your caliper off of there. Now your caliper will be stuck on there, so this is where the hammer may come in. You may want to tap it lightly to loosen it up. Once you remove that caliper, you'll want to hang it from a part of your car. I'll show you in the video number 2 of where I hung mine. You don't want to put any stress on that brake line. And then you've exposed your old brake pads. These brake pads will pop off fairly easy. Once that you remove the old brake pads, you'll want to compress the brake cylinder. That's what the C-clamp is for. You want to put an old brake pad on that piston. It's a good method. You don't have to, but it's a very good method to use. And then you just slowly squeeze down that piston. That's because the piston is pressed out for the old brake pads, and you'll want to press it in so you'll be able to get it back on for the new ones. And now you just install your new brake pads, and you'll be able to reassemble everything as you put it together, as it was before. Now, once you have the new brake pads on, you've assembled everything, you'll want to get in and you'll want to pump the brake pedal several times. This will help reset that caliper for the new brakes. I usually take it for a slow ride around the neighborhood, and then you should be good to go. And just with those easy steps, we have saved up to $300. So, I'll see you in part 2 of the video.